Well, I'm almost at the end of the trip. About an hour and a half, I'll be finishing my ride and putting these videos together and writing and doing some studying and a whole bunch of other things. In this epilogue, I'd just like to say that it's been a wonderful 2 weeks. So far, I've tracked about 2,300 miles. So by the time I get home,
it's actually a 9mm combine.
400 miles in 2 weeks. And it's great to see my brother. He's the best brother anybody could have ever asked for. My brother Jim, and I always like spending time with him and enjoy it very much. As a theologian and religious scholar, it was great to go see the Megiddo exhibit at the Museum of the Bible. And what a coincidence. It happens to be the day that President Trump was there, so I didn't know that at the time. We went there. Being Air Force Security Forces, my brother works Homeland Security. We both said, oh, some sort of dignitaries here. We could spot the Secret Service. And but we thought, you know, that or the Vice President or somebody from overseas that we haven't heard of wanted to go see it. I really didn't think it was President Trump would want to see it. Maybe someone like Vice President Vance, but turns out it was Trump. And we later found out that evening, once we got home, that he had donated his family Bible and spoke about religious liberty. So that was quite coincidental. And doesn't matter who's you vote for president. It's just really kind of a coincidence that you're there at the same time the president is. I didn't even know it. Saw other sites of DC. Went and saw Gettysburg. Went out, went some riding, did some shooting with my brother. And then on the way back, I stopped at AMA Motorcycle Hall of Fame. That was on the bucket list. I was going to go see my friend Kirk from the military. His wife had a stroke, and so that plan got delayed for another day until I can take care of that. So because of that, I added some other things, and I ran into this guy named, I think Speedy Bob is his name. I might have mentioned him already. And he told me, boy, I need to go to that Wright Pat Museum. He was riding a Harley. He came up from the Birmingham Museum, motorcycle museum that's down there. And said it was just fantastic. He was 72, still riding, loving to ride. We probably talked for about a good 45 minutes. And I can be a talker, but he out-talked me. And he told me I had to go, especially since I told him I was retired Air Force. And, you know, being 20 years in the Air Force, you hear about some of those museums. You're like, okay, yeah, it's just probably gonna be a lot of static display outside, but maybe a building inside. I went ahead and looked it up and decided, yeah, let me go. And it was humongous and a really, really great museum. The best part about it was the people I ran into. Ran into Joe. He was an employee there, and he gave me this neat commemorative coin for free. We got talking about motorcycles. He rides a Honda, and we ran into each other another time, talked some more, and he gave me this coin. Just a super nice gentleman. Ran into another civilian who was there on his way to a convention in Columbus for Studebakers. He had a 1953 Studebaker he was showing, and he was telling me the story how he got it from his friend Tom. And Tom was dying, and willed it to him and told him beforehand he was going to give it to him, not to his sons, because he knew that Gary would take care of it. and almost brought him to tears. You can tell they had a really strong bond and friendship there. The other thing, Gary, he said he was 80 years old. He didn't look it at all. It was maybe 65, 70 tops, and moved around great. He just started talking to me. I was looking at the SR-71 and just started talking to me. I was stationed at Beale Air Force Base, where it was my first assignment where you had the SR-71 and the U-2, and that will be in the video too. And then I ran into another Gary. He was an employee there in the space part of the museum, and he was a space geek. And super nice, just came up and started talking to me and giving me information and answering questions. What's really neat is he was really into aerospace and NASA, and as a kid that was his dream to be an astronaut. That didn't work out, but he did some other accomplished things in life. But he had all this wealth of information, and he said it started when Alan Shepard went into outer space. He wrote Alan Shepard a letter, and Alan Shepard wrote back. And then for the Mercury team, he wrote all 9 of them letters, and they all wrote back. And he said that has made him a NASA space geek his whole life. And this guy was in his late 70s, it looked like. Worked there as a volunteer. It's a wealth of information. He just told me so many things and took my picture with some really neat displays there that will hopefully make the video, make the cut. And just, I mean, he was just great. And that museum, easily, you can spend all day there. I spent about 4 hours. And then I found some displays on my previous career field of security, police, law enforcement. So that was terrific. Went to the Batman Museum. Mark and his daughter, Abby, just absolutely terrific people, and they had a great theme. The theme is, it's all Batman, but the theme is largely from the Adam Westport Ward Batman TV show. And what he has put together by hand, him and his family, is just absolutely spectacular. And then went to the Superman Museum, and it's mostly a collectible of Superman memorabilia. Ran into that Harley rider who took my picture. Just so nice of him. I was there, and he says, "Hey, you want your bike in it?" And he says, "I live here, they won't bother you." And he's talking about the deputy sheriffs. And I moved it up there, and he took the picture, and no, they're cool, they understand, because the deputy sheriffs are right next door to that museum. So he said, "No, I know them all, we're good." So it was a great experience. So many things I was able to do, and the weather has just been terrific. I had one day where the weather was bad, and compared to what I went through in May, it was nothing. Terrific all around. So I'm ready to go see my beautiful wife, Judy, give her a big kiss on the lips, and have hot tea while she has her coffee, and just look into her beautiful eyes. So thank you all so much. God bless you. Bye-bye.